matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Houston Texans and the Tennessee Titans. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
Now a college star here in Tennessee, Cordell Patterson. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, this defense for the Titans, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Newton now to throw. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback too.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Throwing is Newton. He's going deep for Brown. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
This is going to be the matchup to watch out on the perimeter, and it won't be the last time these two go at it. Both of them believe they are the superior. In this case, the win goes to the defense.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away.
And he'll take it just outside the 40. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be Titan football.
First and 10 now, Willis and the Titans.
At their own 46. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They'll run it again with Henry. And he's got some space here. Touchdown, Titans.
Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stump it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Here's Newton.
On the slant, he'll get it to Jones.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And the quick slant gets exactly 10, and by the nose of the football, they've got a first down. A shotgun snap for Newton.
There he is again, another catch for Julio Jones. On the move past the 40. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage after it.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend it.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now it's Newton. And that will be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And Fairbairn missed it. He pulled it left.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
Here's Willis now off the play fake. The throw for Tony is intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
He kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Newton, he'll find Jones again, complete.
And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Now Newton.
He's into the secondary.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Cam Newton taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Texans are an extra point away from drawing level.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 to score as they begin 1st and 10. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Off the option, here's Henry.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, it's Willis. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And the Texans will take over possession here up at the 44.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
Caught by Jones. On the move past the 40. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. And Jones has it over the middle. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Defensively, they're going to have to do something about him in a hurry because that last catch puts him over the 100-yard mark. We haven't even hit the second quarter yet.
And you did say they'd have to do it in a hurry. It has to be right now because as his confidence grows, it'll actually overwhelm the defense. No matter what they do, he'll feel like they can't stop him.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. First and 10, it's Patterson. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Newton. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Cam Newton with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Texans have taken the lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go now.
1st and 10 now. Willis and the Titans at their own 25-yard line.
Pat the street. Pat the street.
He'll start with a give to Henry. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little game. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down.
Big Lion. Go.
Henry again on 2nd down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
Come back in. Come back in.
3rd down, it's Willis. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach...
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. From the 50, Newton. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. Newton to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field have covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
On 2nd and 10, Newton. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Cam wisely hitting the deck at the end as he slides and has the first as well. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the first. Week 7 action, and we've got a 7-point game here in the second quarter. And this offense hoping to change that right here. From the red zone now, Newton. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 2nd down, here's the option. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Cam Newton on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Texans go up by 2 touchdowns. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And it's now 21-7. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And he'll be taken down after a pickup of about 7 as the clock will stop here for the 2-minute warning.
Mustang 19. Hey, Cash.
From the 27, Willis. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And the Texans are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had an excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
From the 24, Newton. Firing, and Julio Jones has it on the slant. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. An extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down. Newton. Complete to Jones. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Back to throw, Newton. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. But I think a Texan player was able to get his hands on it, and they will indeed hold on to the ball and the possession. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. The fumble on 1st down now. Here's 2nd down. Throwing again is Newton. Catch is made by Hurd. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense in every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Yard punt that time. And the Titans will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10.
Ready?
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And they'll begin inside their own 10, so field position certainly not in their favor here. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Come on, come on. Hey.
That's good for a Tennessee Titan.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And this is going to be a Titans first down as the tackle made at the 35-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. 1st and 10, it's Willis. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays.
And now here is another interception. Teron Johnson able to pick it. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
But based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. All in all, pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this third quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first 2 quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, and obviously, Charles, it would be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over, I don't know how you make up a deficit.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Willis from the gun on 3rd down. This will go to Henry out wide. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 16 yards there, a Tennessee first down. Henry out of the pistol. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. 133 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Panther 11, Panther 11. Go check, go check.
Again, it's Henry. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
60 Eagles.
Off the option, here's Henry. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
On second down, here's Henry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Titans have cut it back within a score. The extra point up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From the 10. And able to get this out to the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that momentum stays in your camp.
A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. Over the middle here to Brown. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for Houston. This is taken at about the 14. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And they will take over 1st and 10. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. Takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. Play action. It's Newton. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that is incomplete.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Well, that was a heck of a play there on the outside.
Partner, sometimes I think on a play like this as a corner, you've got to think to yourself, all I've got to do is slow him down so others can come over and support. But in this case, he said, forget that. I've got this. Sorry you had to make the run for nothing, fellas.
He's got room at the 30. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A big play that time on the catch and run. 37 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, a run with Patterson. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. On 3rd down, they're going to go with the option. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Cam Newton doing it himself from 9 yards out. And the Texans are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Back now in Nashville. It's Titan football here as they trail to begin the 4th quarter. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Check, Panther. Check, smash. Check, smash.
Henry running right. Room here to run. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 210 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. A 1st down carry for Henry. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Willis on the sneak, and he will have a Titans 1st down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1. 1st and 10, Willis. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10, it's Willis. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. It was Eric Armstead fighting his way through that time to record the sack. Tough spot for Willis and the Titans, now facing 3rd and long following the sack. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Back to 60.
Willis, 4th down, has to have it. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on 4th down. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's Newton. On the slant, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground. It's picked up by the Titans, and they're going to set up shop at the 7-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
That's good for the Titans. First down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
19 right.
Now Willis on first and 10. He dumps it off for Henry. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
60 Bobcats! 60 Bobcats!
Willis is going to throw once more. Open man right side is Tony. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. So a first and 10 now in Houston territory, right at the 40. They'll try the right side with Henry. And some room to maneuver. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 236 yards rushing for him now on the afternoon as he just continues to pummel this defense. Now Willis on first and 10. And right side, Henry's got it. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. To throw again on second down. Willis. And that is incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. From down at the 12, it's first and 10. Running from the gun with Henry. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Henry up the middle. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. On 3rd down, Henry. Henry fighting for the marker, but I don't think he got there. He did not. Willis got to have this one. Man open, it's Tony. He's got it. And he is out of bounds here. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down.
And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. His 4th rushing touchdown on the year, number 6 overall. And the Titans have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Important extra point up and through. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all of their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Newton's going to throw it.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trip to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you got a battle on your hands.
Forced out, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt.
And the Titans are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over 1st and 10.
19 tight.
Here's Willis.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
Throwing, Willis. That's complete to Tony. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
They'll send a receiver in motion left.
Now Willis. Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs.
Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Willis to throw. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Tanner Muse with it, and the Texans have just about sewn up this football game.
Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Newton's throw here into the hands of Jones.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. It's a pickup of 13, and with that 13 yards, this ball game just about over. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing here, Newton. Cam wisely hitting the deck at the end as he slides and has the first as well. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for Houston, they fall a game under 500 now at 3 up and 4 down. And they'll return home next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Tennessee, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a match.